What's good in the hood, YouTube? This is Chris71 here, bringing you a video regarding things that I learned from Morphicon. This video talks about tips, really. Things that I learned now that I need to be aware of. Obviously, I will also talk about things in two ways here. I'm going to talk about things that were new, that were announced, but also things that were that I learned from experience now. And remember, this was my second Morphicon. I'm planning on most likely going to another one when that comes out in another 2 years, meaning that I'll have been to, when that comes, it will be my third Morphicon. And Morphicon really is the convention for me, I feel, and it's probably the most enjoyable one, and it's really focused towards the fans in that way. Obviously, one of the things that I want to go address is some of the things that I'm sure most of you want to know are, information regarding things that were announced. Plenty of toys were confirmed at the panel, at the convention, especially during the toy panel. The Sublime Brands, Toys and Collectibles, Power Hour, which was a big panel where they had Andre Meadows, who's from Black Nerd Comedy, the YouTube channel, as well as Bruno and Mia from MMPRtoys, and also the lead guy behind some of the legacy figures and some of the Saban brands, the Bandai merchandise in general. So, it was this nice panel that had those 5 people or whatever, and questions were answered and spoken to. I've been posting a lot of Instagram pictures of a lot of the things that were revealed at that panel, just because people have been curious about it. And, some of the things that were revealed were these awesome XM. Well, let's see here. There was, first of all, like the premium, like the Poisandra figure, which everyone wanted for Dino Charge, because people have been wanting Poisandra for a while, because we have every other character but Poisandra, and it's like, why don't we have Poisandra? And they showed up some concept art, and she's supposed to come out at some point during the fall, I believe. So that is good to note. And obviously everyone will be buying her the moment she comes out. You know it's gonna happen. The other thing that they revealed, obviously, was what the next wave of figures is gonna look like, as far as Morphicon, as far as the Power Rangers Legacy figures go. There were some announcements related to that were shown off. I just want to open up my pictures that were taken, just so that I can find the right information for everyone, because it is important to note that. I just want to make sure I'm not opening up the wrong stuff here. I'm just trying to find the image that I need to get to. I'm just trying to find it. Alright, here we go. So, let me go in order of things that they revealed. They also showed up the Mega Morph vehicles, which basically, it's like the shurikens can transform into vehicles, sort of like the turtle spin figure or whatever, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles figures that they've been releasing with like the gimmicky stuff that, like, for example, they have like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that can transform into vehicles or weapons or whatever, and they've done that. So it's sort of like a similar idea to that, and that will be interesting, obviously. The other thing is that they showed off that that there'll be these battle stations, and the battle stations I've described in an Instagram post is basically, the idea is that, similar to it's like a shuriken, and the shuriken can flip and it will suddenly transform into this thing that looks like a cannon, basically, and it's referred to as a battle station because they can use it to like attack and do things like that. So it kind of makes sense, although it seems kind of bizarre just because it looks like a cannon, and I'm just sort of like, does this have anything to do with the Ninja Steel that I remember? And I'm thinking to myself, like, no, it does not. Like, not Ninja Steel, obviously Ninja, but you get my point. And the answer is no, definitely not. It is what it is, though. The other thing is that, they're focusing more on the shurikens as a way to, use the weapons. Like, the bigger shuriken weapon is going to become the Morpher rather than the Ninja Ichibanto, which means that, the regular way of transforming in Japan is being altered again, and that hasn't happened for a while. That hasn't happened since Jungle Fury, I think. So that is something to note. because that means that. And does that mean that the show will do it that way? I don't know. I don't. It could just be something that the toys are doing. Although I would guess that they would probably do it both. Although I'm curious as to how it's going to work, because that means something. Because that means that since Jungle Fury, we haven't seen that kind of change in morphers. Because Jungle Fury had the the glasses instead of the bracelets or whatever that allow them to transform. So yeah, and those glasses most people hate because it's just sort of like a cheap waste, and they don't have any lights, they don't have any sound effects, there's really nothing to them. They're pretty much just sunglasses without much quality or anything that are just colored in the three main styles. Not that exciting. Yeah. So obviously that is something to note. The other thing that they showed off was the Legacy movie figures again, which they basically said that they didn't want to go into too much detail on the movie figures, which I get it. It's not something that they're focused towards. They're focused towards doing what they need to do. They also mentioned the Funko figures that are in stores now. The green, the black, the blue, the yellow, the ones that were recently released or whatever. So people are aware, and that they're also bringing back white, red, and pink. So that is something to know. Although the style of them looks different from the original ones, although I could, I mentioned that, and someone said that no, it's just they're just re-releasing them, and I thought to myself, maybe, but I kind of feel like they look different, and that could just be me, but I feel like they kind of look like they have a different stylized look. Might just be me though. And those ones are coming back, I guess, in spring. Then they revealed these things called the Kawaii Cubes, which basically look like the Tsum Tsums, which are like, the Disney Tsum Tsums that have been popular and all that. If you look them up, you'll find them pretty easily. More or less so, these look like them, but Power Ranger style. And it also, like, I could totally see these being used as, like, since there's gonna be 12 different figures, 12 different characters. So I'm trying to think here. So what? The seven MMPR Rangers, Rita Repulsa, Goldar most likely. That's 9. Alpha 5, probably 10. Zordon, 11, and maybe like one other character like Finster or Babu or Squad or something like that. Like, I think it's probably something along those lines will probably be like the figures that they're gonna have. And come in three different sizes, which means 12 figures times 3 different sizes. You're talking about 36 possible figures you're talking about. And obviously that's just based off of, let's see what we can do before we choose to make other seasons. Because that's what most series do, that's what most of these lines do. They see what happens with MMPR, see if it does well. If it does well, then they'll do follow-ups, especially if it's really successful. If it doesn't do well enough, then they'll leave it at that and they'll say, we're done. And these figures are supposed to come out, I believe, this winter, actually. This winter. So that is interesting to know. I'm curious if that means all of them are, or if only some of them. It sounds like probably mostly all of them. And then they're also doing this thing that's the authentic wood nesting dolls, which are like, I'm sure you've seen those kind of things that, they can open up and put them all into one big one. And the ones that they showed off were red, black, pink, blue, yellow, and Alpha 5 in order of height. And yeah, so red is the biggest. And it is interesting to see those. I definitely will say that. And I could totally see them doing other seasons. There's the Legacy figures also that were talked about for sure, as I said before. I do want to talk about those, obviously. Let's just find. I just closed out of the images, and those were really interesting. This video will probably just be focused on toys that were revealed because it's so much stuff here. Obviously, the first wave of figures, obviously for Legacy figures, was red, green, Ninja Storm red. MMPR red, MMPR green, Ninja Storm red, Ninja Storm blue, Ninja Storm yellow. That's the one that everyone knows about. Next line is supposed to be MMPR pink, blue, black, in space red, and in space yellow. Then there's the third wave, which is supposed to be the spring wave of 2017. And by the way, the second wave is supposed to come out I want to make sure I actually tell you guys that for a fact. It's supposed to release in, I actually forget right now, but I believe it's supposed to be like late fall. I believe that's when the second wave's supposed to come out. But let's see here. Where's that image? Here we go. There's supposed to be the third wave, which is supposed to include MMPR yellow, MMPR white, which means we have the core 5, I believe, because we have the core 5. We have all 7 MMPR Rangers, and then we're getting in space black, in space blue, and in space pink, which means we'll have all the in space Rangers and all the MMPR Rangers and 3 of the Ninja Storm Rangers, and then we're gonna get the entire Zeo Ranger cast in the following wave, which the fall 2017 one. The first part of that will include gold Zeo Ranger, yellow, and pink, I believe it is. It's either pink or it's red. It looks like pink, I think. No, or it might be green. I don't know. And then the next one would be the other ones, which would be, I think it's pink, red, and green or something like that. It might be blue in that part. It's hard to tell from the images that I took of it, because when I took it, my camera was practically dying, and the quality of the images really sucked. So I have to look online, obviously, and double check those. But it's something like that, and those will be releasing in late fall of next year. So that is something to note. The legacy figures are still going to continue, and they're going to release them at a decent rate, but not something that's overly excessive, and will give you enough time to get figures if you can't get them fairly quickly, which is fine. I'm just trying to double check things over, see what else there was that was revealed. They also revealed the these XM Studios premium collectibles, which are supposed to be like these statues that are supposed to be dynamically posed and all that, and they're supposed to have like the Red Ranger's supposed to have like magnetic stuff on it that's supposed to allow you to attach like the armored mode to it and all that stuff, which sounds so cool to say the least. And that is very exciting, and they're going to do them in all different poses and styles. I don't know if they're going to be very much so movable in any way, but we'll have to wait and see. The statues themselves look awesome, and hopefully they're priced decently. I forget what they said that they were going to be. I think they said something like $40 or $30, something like that. I don't even know if that's right. I might be making them up. I don't even know if they actually said a price, but supposedly they're doing these, and they're supposed to come out like next year, I believe. Yeah, coming 2017. And they look really awesome. And then they're doing these moment statues, which are supposed to reflect moments in the shows and all that, which, they showed off red, they showed off blue, they showed off yellow, they showed off green. And the green one especially looks awesome, because the green one shows the Green Ranger using the Dragon Dagger and, doing the dun 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 dun, doing the Green Ranger, the Dragon Zord, flute melody, and also holding on to the evil sword or whatever. So very cool. And obviously this is supposed to reflect iconic moments with their weapons and all that. And then they revealed Ranger Nation, which is sort of like Ranger Board and Ranger Crew and all that, like with Ranger Board. So Ranger Nation is supposed to be a way that you can watch videos of people who do Power Ranger reviews, and get early access to footage and videos and everything like that related to Power Rangers, and it's much more associated with it. So it's definitely something to look forward to, and in the coming weeks, since it's supposed to be releasing in the next few weeks or so, Ranger Nation. And I'm sure everyone that is big in the community of this stuff, including myself, will probably be seeing plenty of posts regarding it, and will instantly sign up for it the moment it is released. But as of now, it's just a page with a name, so that is something to note. If you plan on going now, it won't mean much, but it is interesting to note that. Otherwise, I don't think there was really much else that was revealed as far as figures go. I wanted to do a video as well on things that I learned from personal experience, as far as how to plan ahead in the future, and just so that I remember this as well, because I'm not necessarily saying that I won't remember, but at the same time I want to make sure that I don't forget, and a video like that will be definitely helpful and definitely make your lives easier if you choose to go in the coming years. So please be aware of that, that it will be, I want to make that as well. So anyway, please remember to like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Instagram pictures where I've been posting tons of Power Morphicon stuff and just Power Ranger stuff in general, as well as my YouTube channel where I post Power Ranger stuff, as well as tons of other TV shows and other things as well, of all varieties, and have continued to post for ages now, and don't have any plans to stop, of course. And also my Facebook page, which is the same as my YouTube name, and also my Twitter account, which is the same as well. All these things are the same pretty much, so it's not that hard to figure it out. And remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So until then, guys, I'm Crazy Sound 71, and goodbye, guys.